Today is the day our village celebrates. The collective relocation. My luck is insane. I win a fully loaded luxury RV, but the village chief's niece, Amy, only draws an abandoned mine out back. She starts wailing. I'm asked to swap, and since I'm an orphan, no one stands up for me. I swap with her. A week later, acid rain falls. Along with it comes a huge wave of zombies. Amy drives the RV everywhere. The acid rain eats through it. It breaks down. Zombies swarm her and tear her apart. Inside the mine, I stumble upon a shelter. The old mining crew left behind. It's solid, durable, and resistant. It's also packed with supplies. With them, I survive acid rain and zombies. My days are almost peaceful. But later, out of jealousy, Amy reveals my shelter's secret to the villagers. Before she dies, I soften and let them in. They rob me of everything, then drive me out. I die in the zombie horde too. I open my eyes. I'm back on the day of the lottery. I turn and meet Amy's vicious and jealous stare. I know right away she's reborn too. She still draws the abandoned mine, but she's happy. The villagers whisper the disappointment has messed with her mind. Only I know she's thinking about stealing my shelter to survive the apocalypse. I'm asked to hand over the RV. Feeling bad for Amy, the chief yells at me. The village bully Bob, who likes Amy, threatens to make me pay if she loses her mind. His lackey Tom echoes him. He'll break my legs at Bob's command. More and more villagers point fingers at me. It's exactly like last time. But Amy suddenly cuts everyone off and says firmly that she wants the mine. When her gaze lands on me, it's filled with smug pride. Mary Morse, who loves gossip, asks why. Amy can't mention being reborn, so she plays pitiful, saying she has played there. Besides, as the village chief's relative, she's obligated to protect this place, their village's birthplace. Hearing that, the villagers praise her. Her performance makes me sick. I don't expose her. Calmly, I slip the RV keys into my bag. As we pass each other, she lets out a sneer and whispers that in her last life, I stole her perfect life. This time, I'll be torn apart by zombies, just like her last time. While she survives the apocalypse, I pretend not to understand. Inside I laugh. That shelter looks like a lifesaver. In truth, it's a ticking bomb. These villagers are extremely greedy. Once they find out, hell is waiting for her. I hurry into the RV, shut the door, and call Caleb Britt, the richest man, to gather enough money. Before the apocalypse, I plan to sell every asset I own. I offer him a price 20% below market value, but it must be done within 3 days. Caleb agrees right away. After that, I spend the night, maxing out every online loan app I can find and got $3 million. But it's not enough. In my last life, gold prices skyrocketed. That starts tomorrow, so I use every last dollar to buy gold, hoping that this time I get rich overnight. Relying on my memories, I trade gold. Overnight, my wealth multiplies tenfold, staring at over $100 million in my account. I sit in the RV, thinking about how to survive the apocalypse in comfort. If I build a super shelter, I'll become a sitting target. Hire retired soldiers as bodyguards? But in a world gone mad, betrayal is almost certain. As I'm lost in thought, I notice a small button under the steering wheel. Curious, I press it. The wheel glows faintly. On impulse, I lay my hand over it, and the RV glows with white light. The light fades, and a tiny fairy appears before me. It says if I make a pact with it, I can unlock the RV's hidden system, and every mission I complete for it will earn me random rewards. This could be my ultimate survival tool. I'm stunned for a moment, then snap back and decide to work with it. Compared to humans, this mysterious fairy, Freya, makes me feel far safer. When the pact is signed, my first mission, the RV upgrade plan, begins. I contact the world's top auto modification company. I tell them I'm a woman driving into war zones. I need tank-level armor for safety. I pay more the usual price to have my RV rebuilt into a 3-story structure and demand it be finished in 2 days. Knowing mutated zombies hit hard, I hire a retired special forces soldier to install weapons on the RV. Shovels on the first floor clear obstacles. The second has powerful remote turrets. The third is equipped with automated gun turrets to fend off attacks. Outside, I installed 20 hidden cameras, so I can monitor every angle from inside. All windows are bulletproof. Even the tires are upgraded to tank-grade tracks, able to roll over any terrain. Finally, the doors become double-layer blast doors, with separate passwords and fingerprints. Freya even gives me special anti-corrosion paint that can resist acid rain. I coat the exterior, including the tires, with this paint. Mary from the village sees my setup, and snidely says, I'm showing off now that I'm rich. I ignore he ran even toss a box of cash in front of her. The crew sees the money and works even harder and faster. Mary's eyes turn red with jealousy. After the upgrade, I buy the world's most advanced water filtration system to get water. Finally, my first reward arrives. Since I completed the RV upgrade, the system rewards me a pocket dimension farm. I step inside immediately and find myself standing on about 10 acres of land. In the center is a fully tilled field. To the left is a small fish pond, and to the right is a cozy farmhouse. Freya explains that everything on this farm grows 10 times faster than outside. and might even have special effects. And if I complete certain missions, this farm system can upgrade endlessly. I can expand the land and unlock new areas. Since I completed my first mission, it gives me an extra reward. With a whistle, a massive warehouse appears before me. The space is big enough to store all the supplies I'll ever need. I leave the pocket dimension and drive into town to stock up, clearing out 2 large supermarkets, barrels of mineral water, boxes of compressed biscuits, cup noodles, canned food, and net pile up into a small mountain. I also grab female essentials and fuel for the RV. I feel completely safe. Then I buy seeds for all kinds of vegetables and fruits from a seed shop. I also find a farmer in the next village and buy hundreds of fish fry, hundreds of eggs, dozens of chickens, and a few small pigs, cows, and sheep. With the farm system and my farming experience, I know I can be self-sufficient in the RV. Through the black market, I buy guns, ammo, bulletproof vests, and drones for scouting and transport. On the last day before the apocalypse, I look at my full warehouse and feel extremely safe. I have what it takes to survive. I start checking the monitor. Everything around the RV is normal. The village is calm and peaceful as always. Just as I'm about to turn off the monitor, I notice Bob and Tom staring at my RV from not far away, scheming something. Even from 30 feet away, I can feel their greed and malice. My nerves tighten. The villagers' hostility has arrived before the apocalypse. I prepare to drive away, but something unexpected happens. Before the apocalypse, my RV is already surrounded by villagers. Just as I'm about to drive away from Bob and his gang, Mary suddenly falls in front of my RV, pretending I ran her over. She lies there, screaming for compensation. Lately, she saw me spending big and assumed I've become rich. So she tries to scam me for a quick gain. Amy sees this and immediately fans the flames. She calls out to the nearby villagers, claiming I hurt Mary on purpose and plan to drive off without paying. The villagers rush over, demanding. I step out to explain. Amy, feeling powerful, orders me to get down and apologize to Mary, or she'll have the villagers smash my RV. Hearing that, Bob and Tom grab shovel, hose, and other tools, ready to attack my RVs. I don't want to fight them. Besides, cash will be worthless after today, so I roll down the window and fling a handful of cash out. Mary, who is lying on the ground screaming, jumps up to grab the bills. The other villagers, fueled by greed, start scrambling for the money too. Bob and Tom try to reach for it, but freeze at a glare from Amy. She commands them to attack my RV, determined to make me pay. Bob doesn't pull back. He swings his shovel at my door. A loud bang echoes, and the shovel flies out of his hands. His fingers numb from the shock, and the RV door doesn't even scratch. Beside Bob, Tom gets slammed by the backlash and lands hard on his bottom, just as I think they'll give up. And this farce is over. Amy suddenly speaks again, pulling me back into a desperate situation. Last time, Amy died because of her greed. This time around, she swears to eliminate anyone who knows the secret of her shelter. To track me, she planted a Trojan on my phone long ago, through which she discovered my gold trading fortune. She incites people to surround me, revealing that I've made at least $100 million from trading gold. She demands I pay $5 million. The villagers, who has been scrambling for cash, freeze at the astronomical figure, then redirect their anger toward me. They play good cop, bad cop with me. A few of the older villagers even have jealousy bloodshot in their eyes. They call me selfish, saying, I only care about money. I think about paying them off, but realize the money I gave Mary was all I have left. The villagers don't believe me. They grab their tools and beat on my RV. Mary's husband, Evan Solis, drives his tractor straight at it, smashing it repeatedly. I have weapons, yes, but I can't bring myself to shoot them. For a moment, I don't know what to do. When Amy sees that I'm stuck, her eyes gleam with triumph. Her plan works perfectly. She turns to leave, heading back to her shelter to face the coming acid rain. When the villagers see me sitting there, they get even angrier. An old man even climbs onto my RV, lying across the windshield. Just as the standoff drags on, the sky darkens suddenly. A green hue spreads across the clouds, and heavy rain pours down. The villagers all look up to observe the sudden change, but soon, they realize something's wrong. This isn't ordinary rain. It's highly corrosive acid rain. They scatter in panic. I also realize that the apocalypse has arrived early. The acid rain falls. It's extremely corrosive. It can even melt steel. Anyone caught in it will have their skin rot instantly. And if the decay goes too far, they can turn into zombies. At first, no one realized how deadly it is. After a while, more and more villagers start screaming in pain. Their skin develops burn-like sores. They run in chaos. Only Evan refuses to give up. He keeps ramming my RV with his tractor, shouting that if I don't pay him, I can't leave the village today. But he doesn't notice the tractor roof has been eaten through by the acid rain. Without the roof, the rain hits him directly. His clothes start to dissolve, smoking in white plumes. Soon, his clothes are tattered. His body shows more and more sores. Evan jumps off the tractor and writhes on the ground in pain, screaming. But soon he goes completely still. I see this inside the RV, but I'm powerless. I let out a quiet sigh. I use my monitor to check the surrounding. The villagers have all scattered. The fields that were full of life are now withered. The leaves are yellowed and also shredded. I know the food crisis is coming fast. I need to start planting. Just as I prepare to drive off, Evan, who had been lying motionless, suddenly rises in a strange way. His body is warped. His eyes fix on my RV. Then, he leaps and lands at my window. He tears at the glass with his teeth and smashes his head against it. The first zombie appears right before my eyes. My rebirth has altered the timeline, making the acid rain more dangerous. Its corrosion is stronger, and the mutation speed has increased. Freya adds that the longer zombies are exposed to the rain, the stronger they will be. They can even evolve or mutate a second time. If I want to avoid serious trouble, I must quickly eliminate the zombie. Hearing this, I immediately steel my resolve. I activate the second floor turret, aim at the zombie at the window, and press the fire button. After a burst of shots, the zombie at my window falls. Freya's body glows warm yellow again. It congratulates me on defeating the zombie. The seed shop is unlocked. It urges me to check my pocket dimension farm. I step into the farm. I notice somehow a small, unattended shop has appeared. As I approach, the system panel pops up. 3 options appear. Offensive crops, support crops, enhancement crops. Freya explains that these crops can upgrade my crops, giving them special effects. I can choose the type I want. Which specific crop will be upgraded is random. To survive, combat power is the key to victory. I decisively choose offensive crops. As my choice is confirmed, a new panel appears before me. Freya tells me that my RV's 3rd floor has become a special crop farm. I just need to operate the panel to start planting. My chili seeds have evolved into blaster chilies. Following the instructions, I swipe the screen and instantly fill it with chilies. At the same time, my RV changes again. A flash of golden light appears, and a patch of soil forms on the roof. Each plot glows faint red. After that, I divide the farm into 3 zones: vegetables, fruits, and corn. In the vegetable zone, I plant fast-growing crops like lettuce, cabbage, tomatoes, and radishes. For fruits, I pick oranges, peaches, and apples, which don't require trellises. The corn zone feeds my chickens, ducks, cows, and fish fry. It's essential feed. After all that, I pull out my phone to check the time. But a message from the government fills me with a sense of danger. Only a week into the apocalypse, and society has already collapsed. The rain is so corrosive that it eats through the ceiling of the largest water plant in Zintria. Acid seeps directly into the tap water. People drink it unknowingly and mutate into zombies. The government issues a warning. Stay indoors, avoid bathing, and only drink bottled water. The cities are in chaos. Rural areas like ours drinking spring and well water escape the worst of it. Still, I don't want to stay here. When I was delivering supplies, many villagers saw me, so I decide to drive away, find a secluded spot, grow stronger, and tend my pocket dimension farm. After driving the RV for 3 days, fatigue weighs heavily on my mind. I plan to check the farm and rest for a full day, but I find the chicks and calves I raised before have grown a lot. Even the eggs have all hatched. Growth in the pocket dimension farm is astonishing. The meat supply problem that used to bother me is resolved effortlessly, so I decide to make chicken soup as a treat. I go to the RV's 2nd floor. It's transformed into a kitchen and lounge area. I sip the soup. The rich flavor spreads across my tongue. The chicken is tender and fresh. As acid rain falls outside, I drink warm chicken soup inside my RV. This is a scene I could never have. Imagine last time, just as I prepare to tidy up and rest to regain energy, I suddenly notice a massive crowd of zombies has gathered outside the RV. My planned escape routes are completely blocked. But in this life, I have this ultimate fortress that gives me enough power to fight those damn zombies. I'll take them all on. In my last life, I could only run blindly, but this time around, my combat skills have skyrocketed. Faced with the swarm, I'm no longer helpless. I immediately decide to strike back. I activate the 3rd floor automated gun turrets, targeting zombies on both sides. In an instant, over a dozen zombies lose all ability to fight. Then I use the 2nd floor turret to blast every zombie by the windows. The dense horde from before is now cleared, leaving a path. I think the crisis is over, and I'm ready to drive, when I see another wave of zombies approaching from afar. I don't want to linger in a fight, or my turrets might overheat. I slam on the accelerator, trying to break through, but the zombies move too fast. They've blocked my way. The RV crawls forward slowly. More zombies climb onto the windows, blocking my view completely. Just as despair sets in, Freya tells me that my special crops are ready and urges me to check them out. I switch to the interface. The blaster chilies are fully grown. I can harvest them all. I confirm instantly and choose to load them into the turrets. Once ready, I fire again. Chilies shoot from the barrels. The moment they hit a zombie, they explode violently. The blast is a mess, wiping out the nearby zombies in an instant. I seize the chance to push through the horde. I use the shovel to carve a path for myself. Just as I rejoice, thinking I've finally escaped, and can hit the road. The creature that truly threatens my life appears. With the blaster chilies, I defeated the zombie horde, but before I can celebrate, a new crisis arrives. Suddenly, I feel a tremor in the ground. The shaking grows stronger. Through the monitor I see a giant zombie as tall as my RV, charging straight at me. Terror floods through me. I slam on the accelerator, trying to outrun it. But to my despair, the distance between us keeps shrinking. Freya rushes out and tells me, this zombie has mutated twice. The giant red-eyed zombie is strong and incredibly fast, risking an overload. I force the turrets online, but every bullet I fire bounces right off. It doesn't leave a single mark. I steer the RV onto the mountain road, hoping the twisting path will help me lose it. At the same time, I ask Freya for a solution, but it lowers its head and stays silent. Just then, the giant zombie suddenly leaps and lands right behind the RV. Its fist slams into the vehicle. The impact is so violent I almost lose control of the RV. So I load blaster chilies again and fire at the giant zombie. After the explosions, the smoke slowly clears. I realize the giant zombie has vanished. I think I've finally killed it. But suddenly a massive boulder drops from the sky behind me, blocking the road ahead. Behind, the giant zombie slowly approaches. Then, an even more horrifying sight appears before me. On top of the boulder stands another giant zombie. Two mountain-sized mutant zombies lunge at me, claws out. My death countdown begins.